Hello. So in continuation to my part 1 video of February book purchases, this is part 2 wherein I'll discuss 5 more of the books that I have acquired in February, and then I'll do a part 3 in which I will discuss the last 5 books which will conclude the February books acquisition. First book today is Don DeLilo's Americana. Now, I have heard a lot about Don DeLilo, and there are divided opinions about Don DeLilo. So, some would say that he is one of the best writers about America, that the way he can capture the heart of America that nobody else can. And then I've also heard perhaps same amount of opinion which says that Don DeLilo's writings are pretentious. He strives to achieve effect, to that sort of thing. But I really wanted to read one Don DeLilo novel, and this will be my first one. His other two famous novels are Abolition. His other famous novels are Libra and Underworld. But this story seemed the most interesting to me at this point. This is about a man who is working in Manhattan, and then all of a sudden he decides that he wants to look for the heart of America. So he travels to Midwest, to small towns, and starts filming. And he wants to put those films together, and supposedly he can find the heart of America in them. If I read the back cover description, it says, prosperous, good-looking and talented 28-year-old television executive David Bell appears on the surface to have everything, but he is a man on the brink of losing his sanity. Trapped in a Manhattan office with soulless sycophants as his only company, he makes an abrupt decision to leave New York for America's Midwest. His plan? To film the small-town lives of ordinary people and make contact with the true heart of his homeland. But as Bell puts his film together in his hotel room, he grows increasingly convinced that there is no heart to find. Modern America has become a land that has reached the end of its reel. So I really expect a lot of Midwest small town America from this book, a lot of nitty gritties, and I'm very interested to know it's exactly what David Bell is searching for. What is this heart of America that he suddenly, while putting the films together, decides that there is no finding in the heart of America. It's a really exciting Don DeLilo novel. I hope I find him interesting. I hope I don't find him pretentious, so that I can also read his other novels. Second book is Atonement by Ian McEwan. Now, Ian McEwan has written a lot of novels, and a lot of them are very famous. This particular novel was shortlisted for the Booker Prize of 2001, Atonement. What drew me to this novel is the storyline that I read. This is about a boy and a girl, a teenage boy and a girl, and what they commit on a fine summer day. And what happens that one of them has to spend the rest of his life atoning. Just to read the back cover of the novel, it says, on the hottest day of summer of 1934, 13-year-old Briony Tallis sees her sister Cecilia strip off her clothes and plunge into the fountain in the garden of their country house. Watching her is Robbie Turner, her childhood friend, who, like Cecilia, has recently come down from Cambridge. By the end of the day, the lives of all three will have been changed forever. Robbie and Cecilia will have crossed a boundary they had not even imagined at its start. and will have become victims of the younger girl's imagination. Brioni will have witnessed mysteries and committed a crime for which she will spend the rest of her life trying to atone. As this is supposedly what this title is derived from, Atonement. Now, the Sunday Times says subtle as well as powerful, deftly encompassing comedy as well as atrocity, Atonement is a richly intricate book, a superb achievement. Independent on Sunday says he is this country's unrivaled literary giant, a fascinatingly strange, unique, and gripping novel. The Observer says the best thing he has ever written, and the Evening Standard says McEwan's best novel so far, his masterpiece. So I really expect a gripping story from Atonement. When I think of Ian McEwan, that's what I think about, gripping story. Maybe sometimes stretching the limits of believability, but that's okay with me. When you're reading a novel, sometimes you are willing to suspend the limits of your belief and just let yourself go into it. Just see where that takes you. So what I expect is a very gripping story from Ian McEwan's Atonement, and I expect to read a lot of his other books as well in future. The third novel is Notes on a Scandal by Joey Heller. This is, I believe, being made into a cinema as well. This is a rather short book, and it was also shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize of 2003. The most gripping book I have read so far this year, Independent on Sunday says. The Guardian says fascinating, brilliant, horribly addictive. And this is about a professor and her student being involved in a romantic relationship, which doesn't go down well with the others, and there's this scandal, and then this professor's friend tries to be her advocate and tries to think all the good things about her, about that relationship that she's having with one of her pupils. And what happens then? So the back cover says, from the first day that the beguiling Sheba Hart joins the staff of St. George's history teacher Barbara Covert is convinced that she has found a kindred spirit. Barbara's loyalty to her new friend is passionate and unstinting, and when Sheba is discovered to be having an illicit affair with one of her young pupils, Barbara quickly elects herself as Sheba's chief defender. But all is not as it first seems in this dark story, and as Sheba will soon discover, a friend can be just as treacherous as any lover. Presumably Sheba Hart is a friend of Barbara Covert once she joins the university, and Sheba is discovered having an illicit affair. But the interesting part of the book is, to me at least as it seems before reading it, is what exactly does Barbara Covert does. So this is going to be a little bit different from some of the other books, and I expect to have a lot of fun reading this book. It's about love, romance, illicit affairs, deceiving a friend or something. That's the way it seems. So should be a pretty entertaining read. Now the next book is Patrick DeWitt's UnderMajorDomo Minor. This is a funny title, and it kind of gets your tongue stuck around it. It's UnderMajorDomo Minor. So Patrick DeWitt is someone, again, he's one of the very famous contemporary authors. There's a picture of him at the back cover as well. One of the most famous contemporary authors, and unfortunately I have not read any of Patrick DeWitt now till now. I think his other two novels that are famous are Ablution and The Sisters Brothers. The Sisters Brothers is the one that is probably the most famous of the three. But looking at the storylines, the gist of the storylines, this is what I wanted to read first. This seemed to me to be the most exciting storyline possible. So I'll just read the back cover to give you an idea of the story. Friendless and loveless, young and aimless, Lucy Minor has little to recommend him. Until that age, he accepts employment assisting the majordomo of the remote forbidding castle of the Baron von Au. Here he meets thieves, madmen, aristocrats, and a delicate beauty named Clara, who is, unfortunately, already involved with an exceptionally handsome partisan soldier. Thus begins a tale of polite theft, bitter heartbreak, domestic mystery, and cold-blooded murder, in which every aspect of human behavior is laid bare. Now, I have no idea what time frame this is talking about, but I do have an idea that this is going to be very darkly funny, that this is probably going to be a very good satire, if not in its totality, there will be elements of satire in this. So the Times says deWitt is a true original, a bizarre, darkly funny, passionate book. As I said, I expect this book to be quite funny. Daily Telegraph says, dreamlike, it casts a powerful spell. Sunday Times says, suffused with macabre whimsy. Irish Times goes on longer, saying, immensely entertaining, it insists on being read at a single sitting. It is that readable and funny. It has to be hoped that Patrick DeWitt had as much fun writing this stylish caper as readers will have devouring it. The Independent says, pitch perfect. The challenge for the reader is to resist the temptation to devour a novel which should be savored. Now, this comment I find very interesting. It basically is saying that you shouldn't just read at a go, just devour the book because it's so interesting. You should also give yourself some time to understand the book while reading it. A very interesting book. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think this will be one of the top books in my list to read in the next few months or so. The last book is a non-fiction, and this has gained quite some fame in currently. This is a 2020 book. It's Caste by Isabel Wilkerson. This book talks about the system of caste in all contexts. It talks about the Nazi system of caste. It talks about the American caste system, written or unwritten, said or unsaid. And it also talks about Indian caste system. This is an all-encompassing book about caste and what it implies, what are the significance that modern-day caste system has, and what costs it is leading us to incur in our social life. The hierarchy of caste is not about feeling or morality. It is about power, which group have it and which do not. Beyond race or class, our lives are defined by a powerful unspoken system of divisions. In Caste, Pulitzer Prize-winning author Isabel Wilkerson gives an astounding portrait of this hidden phenomenon. Linking America, India, and Nazi Germany, Wilkerson reveals how our world has been shaped by caste and how its rigid, arbitrary hierarchies will still divide us today. With clear-sighted rigor, Wilkerson unearths the 8 pillars that connect caste system across civilizations and demonstrates how our own era of intensifying conflict and upheaval has arisen as a consequence of caste. Weaving in stories of real people, she shows how its insidious undertow emerges every day. She documents its surprising health costs and she explores its effects on culture and politics. Finally, Wilkerson points forward to the ways we can and must move beyond its artificial divisions towards our common humanity. Beautifully written and deeply original, Caste is an eye-opening examination of what lies beneath the surface of ordinary lives. No one can afford to ignore the moral clarity of its insights or its urgent call for a freer, fairer world. Just really looking forward to read this Caste. This is a non-fiction book that I've purchased after quite some time now. I've been purchasing a lot of fictions novel, although I've been reading non-fiction nonetheless. So there you go. Those are the five books of part two. I only have five more remaining that I will reveal to you in part three of the February books acquisition video. Till then, I hope you also find something good to read and stay healthy and stay well. Bye.